Hello guys, how are you? This is the full video build of the 1/72nd Blackburn Buccaneer S2C from Airfix. Pretty recent kit. I got this kit because a subscriber and a fellow YouTuber sent it to me. His channel is AlexModeling Mayhem. I will put the link in the description below. He reached out to me by an email saying that, well, have you ever built the Airfix Buccaneer? And I said, no, I still haven't got that one. I can send it to you, give me your address. And from there on, he sent me this kit. And it got me where my mojo was a bit down. And I just started to build this one slowly, and yes, it needs a bit work on it, but it's a wonderful kit, and it helped me to regain my motivation, my mojo as it's called usually. And this is the video build of this pretty new and pretty good kit from Airfix. And thank you for Al to send this to me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This kit comes with the option, you can choose it with wings folded. This was mainly a Royal Navy carrier-based jet designed to face the Russian destroyer threat in the seas. And you can pose this with folded wings, or normally like a open wing jet. I chose the usual display with open wings because I want to do a small diorama with this, and I will share this idea with you a bit further ahead. The kit was only touched because Al told me that he opened the kit to verify if all the pieces were on the box, and they were. So he sent it to me and wished me good luck. So Al, thank you very much for this one, my friend. Enjoyed it thoroughly. And we start the build on the usual place, the cockpit, mainly in this case, the pilot seats, pilot and navigator seats. And the seat belts are a bit poorly molded. I mean, they are good if you want to paint it. But I had another solution for it, so I just went for it. The build of the cockpit went perfectly. I would need it in the future to just place 15 grams approximately of weight on the nose, because otherwise it would be a tail sitter. And part of that, the build of the cockpit went perfectly fine. And I'm preparing to prime the pieces of the cockpit. As you can see, I have a BARTSHARP paint booth. Since I got this, I am sponsored, you all know, but since I got this, my air and quality life improved 500%. I know you guys don't know, but sometimes I don't paint with a direct window, and so I have to open the window, but sometimes the room would just have that heavy smell of lacquer paints or even that acrylic, and I use a mask, but I don't always use a mask. I'm sorry for that, I am admitting it. And since I have this, my life quality and air improved 500%. I am very glad BARTSHARP arranged this paint booth to me, because it improved the air. I am not advertising. Now I realize the quantity of antihistaminic pills that I don't have to take just because of this air booth. So guys, if you want to use a mask, use a quality mask. If you don't have a mask or a very good mask, consider buying a paint booth, okay? If you have a window, very cool, very good, open the window, but do not paint on very closed spaces. And it has very cool LED light set, and it's very soft on the noise. It runs very soft. all, the primer I used was black. I did a black base inside the cockpit, outside on the paint work. So every time you see me do primer, it will be black. And I enjoyed very much painting this one. You will see why. The paint was perfect, the pressure was absolutely flawless, the hardware just helped. It was a pleasure. You will notice that it is indeed a pleasure to paint like this. I sealed all the work paint in the cockpit with a satin varnish. And now making the seat belts for the pilot seat. To be a masking tape, I just measured the length and just cut it very, very thin. Applied it, tried to give it a realistic wear and tear or position. As you know, when pilots remove the seat belts, they go all over the place, so I tried to put a bit of a mess inside those seats, if I can say that. And I really thought that it worked. I paint those, and then I didn't mess around on the cockpit anymore. I had what I wanted. And now we are going to put some weight on the nose. For this I used liquid gravity from Deluxe Materials. Liquid gravity is a brand new non-toxic easy flowing weighting system, okay, for scale modeling military models. Railway, rolling stock, model planes, boats and cars. It's specially designed to pour into small cavities like the one you are seeing and set in place with rocket sienna glue, okay, or speed epoxy if you will. It's used on the railway system to improve electric conductivity and stability of rolling stock. You can adjust it here, but please be sure that all those small little grains are covered by the sienna glue. Otherwise, you will be assembling a kit that will look like a baby rattle, because those small dots, those small balls will just sound inside the kit, okay? But other than that, it's a perfect system to weight your plane. Be careful with the sienna glue. Cover all the surface, all the material. Been there, done that. This kit fitted very well, but as you know, we have to cover the seam lines. Otherwise, we'll see a small line across the plane. It's not because this kit fits bad. That's quite the contrary. It fitted perfectly, but we have to remove that seam line, and that's why I'm using, to me, a white pudding. I thought I should detail the fuselage a bit by riveting it. I have a new riveter, and this one allows me to see where I'm going, so it was perfect for the work at hand.
Driving in the backseat, what's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder, you know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the lower, I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark, and maybe just a better kind of bitter. Lose gravity, I'm swimming in the quicksand. Up to my knees. Keep losing sleep, I'm manic dream at midnight. So hard to please. Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. the stuff we planned. How I'd rather do that instead. I keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby.
Just because you are seeing me using so much putty, let's say, don't think that this kit is badly engineered. By the contrary, it fits very well. There are certain seam lines that we have to take care, as you know, and that's only why I am using putty. Overall, this kit fits perfectly. And I deserve a small drink. In this case, a 15-year-old Glenfiddich Scotch malt. And for all of you, cheers. For this one I have a special project. I would like to put it landing on an aircraft, a British aircraft carrier base. For that matter, I am using liquid tape. The canopy will not be definitely glued, so I can post it closed or open. And why? Because if I decide to do that project, I will have to open the canopy to put the pilots in and strap the pilots with some seat belts, also extras. So for that, I need that canopy to be able to open or close. I'm using Mr. Surfacer Black 1500 primer mixed with Mr. Surfacer leveling thinner. It is a fantastic thinner. Here, some explaining is in order. First of all, love painting this kit, this jet. And second, if I am not using my paint booth, is because on this angle and on other angles, I wouldn't be able to film it as I am filming it. So, unfortunately, I had to take that choice. I still have a small space to work. Each time I have to paint, I have to assemble the paint booth and disassemble it. One of the things it has, it's portable, so it's very good, and I'm glad it's portable. However, I rather allow you to see all the process, and well, you know the rest of the story. That night, before I went to bed, one more antihistaminic pill. For the dark sea gray, instead of using dark sea gray, I am using Tamiya XF24 dark gray. And why? Later, with the washes that I'm going to apply and all the weathering, the dark gray will be turned into a darker one. and it will be exactly the dark sea gray that these sea pirates have. So I was advised by Jess Coleman, just use dark sea gray and you will see that with the washes and all. And yes, dark sea gray helps a lot because you can get it darker. But when you have it more dark, it's very, very hard to tone it down. So it's better to start from down to up rather than up to down. After this, I used a bit of off-white on the dark gray just to tone it down a bit so I can do a bit more of paneling. And now I unify it all with a small thin coat of XF24, the base coat. And now to protect it all with a clear coat, Mr. Clear 3, thinned with Mr. Color Leveling Thinner. Let it dry, prepare it for decaling and some washes. The weathering stuff, the usual stuff, trying to tone up the paintwork in order for it to look more like that sea gray that the Buccaneer used. You have to place these decals before attaching the wing pylons of the weapons, okay? Don't forget. The instructions are very clear. If you want to arm this plane, this bird, you have first to put these decals on. I really wanted to thank Airfix for having this kit done. A Buccaneer was awaited for a long time. I do believe that since the Matchbox 1 at 1/72nd, we didn't have one Buccaneer, one Buck, that we would say this one, I love it. It is a very good kit, very well engineered. Yes, it needs a bit of love, but it's a usual thing. I usually am suspicious of those kits that you throw at the air and when they land are its final product. I mean, it's always a pleasure, but a bit of work just enhances your abilities. So thank you, Airfix, for this one. Really enjoyed it. And thank you for Al Wood's Modeling Mayhem channel and Al for sending me this one. You helped me a bit more than you thought you would, so thank you very much for this. I'll put the link in his channel on the description below. Check him out because it's always good to help the community, and on YouTube we have a fantastic community here. Regarding COPPA, I don't care. This is not a children content. This is an adult content. So I am very in peace with myself, and this channel is very in peace with itself. So no problem at all there. But let's see what January brings. And it's done. If you guys like this video, please click on subscribe. Always hit the notification bell also. Consider subscribing me and helping me on Patreon. I'm there just to make my hobby a bit more sustainable. And guys, as always, keep modeling, guys. Keep modeling. Always. Always with a smile. Hope you like this one. Oh, and by the way, the canopy is not glued because of that project I want. So if you see that there is a miss on the canopy, it's not. I have plans for this one. Cheers, guys.